Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Monday. All right, guys, so a huge thank you to everyone who joined us for Hot Messy Topics. Thank you, thank you. We had a great time. And of course, as we said on the live, we have a lot coming your way this week. Jason is finally home, so I think now with today, him only having 3 hours of sleep, maybe it's time to let him rest. And let's talk about some New Jersey. Guys, there is so much drama going on the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Like, we can't even keep up. Melissa Gorga is addressing the leaked text. Jennifer Aiden is asking or letting us know why she repeated the rumor that Margaret Joseph's friend Laura came out with about Melissa Gorga. Then you, of course, have Melissa Gorga, who's now telling us that something is getting really scary, and it's something that she heard about Teresa allegedly trying to dig information. I don't know where to go with this. So if you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And with that, let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys, so bear with me here because that's exactly what I feel like I look like right now. I feel like this is my head. These are my wheels spinning because Melissa and Joe Gorga are now claiming that someone is trying to dig up information about them. Okay, now, Joe Gorga got a lot of crap over this past weekend because there was a video that surfaced over him letting some girl take a shot out of his chest and whatever. And people were like, if that was Melissa, Joe would have had a conniption. And maybe Melissa was even there. We don't know. But I do want to talk about what is this whole digging situation? Like, what could be that big of a deal? And how are we still going through this? She said, speaking on her podcast on display, Melissa claims that she's never seen her sister-in-law go this hard off camera before. And she asserts that she and Joe actually have proof that Teresa's attacks are being orchestrated with the help of an outside individual. Now, outside individual, who could that be? Maybe it's Laura. I'm saying it's the Laura chick who was supposed to be with Margaret Josephs, and then Margaret tried to get her on the show, and then Laura got all mad because producers were like, listen, Laura, you're not that entertaining. So she's like, I'm going to get Margaret Josephs back, and I'm still going to make sure that I have a storyline on this show that I'm not even getting paid to be on. It's getting scary if we're being honest, guys. She said that there's some really crazy, scary shit, and like a lot of this stuff that we previously read that we discarded. She's saying Melissa Gorga, they're talking about how her and Joe have heard things in the past about Teresa wanting to take them down or, try to pull information or pin something on them. But she's like, now I believe it. It's getting scary. That's what she's saying. And she said, I am no longer going to discard because I'm starting to believe that this may be true. And it's actually very scary. Joe appeared on the podcast along his wife, and he claimed that someone's going around digging for dirt on him, but he refused to mention names, saying that it was a waste of time. They're wasting their time, literally wasting their time, because what can you expose of us? Tell me. Maybe we're Bonnie and Clyde and we don't know it. And everyone knows that we're robbing banks, but we don't know it. That's how Joe Gorga is trying to pitch this. I don't think guys, they've been on the show for so long now at this point. We've tried Strippergate. We've tried not being able to afford your houses. Then they listed their homes and built their brand new home. We heard about the tenant. We heard about the rifts between the two, Melissa Gorga, Joe Gorga, and Teresa and Louis. We heard about the alleged cheating rumor. If this has not come out yet, and they're the same people. Like, if something came out about Louis tomorrow, that wouldn't be as shocking. He hasn't been on TV as long. But for Melissa and Gorga, I would be a little taken aback. Okay. However, that digging may have paid off as new footage has surfaced of Joe getting up close and partying with a mystery woman who is most definitely not Melissa. But again, she could have been there. Now, afterwards, this was after the whole shot and everything. Joe's laughing. They're having a good time. The woman takes a shot off the chest. Would Joe get pissed off? Yes, probably. Is Melissa going to get mad? I don't know if Melissa's going to get mad at all. But, I mean, you never know. You never know what's going to happen. Okay, on top of that, Melissa Gorga is addressing the leaked text messages and regrets about Kathy and Rosie and Teresa's blatant lie. She said, I did not misrepresent, when she was talking about the comment that Louis called twisted. And it was a comment when she was saying, if it wasn't for her and Joe at the time when Teresa was in jail, then her daughters wouldn't have eaten. But that's not how she meant it, I don't believe. I think that she meant it like, we were there, we stepped up, we're family. We were supposed to be there at that time, and we stepped up and we delivered, right? I mean, that seems fair. She said, I did not misrepresent. My point is still the same. There's no interaction. Okay, for 3 weeks after I sent a nice, like, let's just call this piece today, please, like, don't get mad, whatever I said. She said there was zero until the reunion aired. According to Melissa, Teresa only reached out to her to suggest that they go to lunch after experiencing backlash from the reunion. And she said, I just knew that it was self-serving and it had nothing to do with the relationship between her and I'm just sick of it. I didn't want to hold her accountable anymore. I just wanted to say, listen, okay, you don't even need to do it. We don't need to go to lunch. Let's be cordial. We're going to see each other. Let's be friendly. Let's let the kids be friendly, but we don't have to go to lunch. Meanwhile, on the live broadcast of Watch What Happens Live broadcast, Melissa admitted that looking back, she regrets cutting certain people, including Kathy and Rosie, out of her life in order to maintain peace with Teresa, which this was a big rumor that we heard for the longest time, that Melissa and Joe kept saying in order to be in a good spot with Teresa, they would have to keep cutting other relationships, whether they were friends, cousins, family members, it doesn't matter, you name it, because that was the only way that they were going to keep cordial with this sort of situation. And that would be the going to the wedding, which they still did not. I get upset with Joe sometimes from his emotion, but I get it's coming from a place of hurt. You can clearly see that he's very invested in this relationship with his sister. And sometimes I get confused because Louis got here not that long ago. So I get confused where he gets so invested and where, I know where Joe is coming from. I feel like you can't compare the two. And she's right. You can't compare the two, but now this is his wife. So Louis is going to be a part of the conversation. That was a blatant lie. And I think I proved that, Melissa stated, when this whole thing came out about Melissa reacting to Teresa, saying that she was supposed to sit at this table for the engagement party that we've already completely debunked. Right? I mean, I think so. Now, as for Louis mentioning Melissa's podcast, suggesting that she claimed Teresa's kids wouldn't have eaten if it weren't for her and Joe, Melissa slammed his statement as twisted. That's not what I meant by it. Well, I guess that's why we have to be careful with what we say, because everybody twists everything. Watching The Real Housewives of New Jersey right now, I think that this season is just getting better and better. I cannot wait. I just want to, I hate, like, it's almost like you want to get to the end to know, where did this go so wrong? You have Kathy out here, cousin Kathy and Rosie, they're speaking out. Jacqueline Larita speaking out. Dina Manzo is cryptically liking things. Caroline Manzo, we don't even know if her and Teresa will ever talk again. But I just want to get to the end of this and see, like, do we get to the love bubble? Is this going to be great? And is it worth it? Is it going to be worth it getting the entire wedding special? And the only reason I say that is because, like, last year when we were waiting for the Aspen Real Housewives of Beverly Hills trip, I felt like it was like 6 to 8 months. It took forever, and then it didn't feel like it was that worth it. So I'm optimistic that the Teresa Gorga saga love bubble of it all will be. Guys, I want to hear what your thoughts are. Go ahead and comment below. And before you go, don't forget to smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And also, I want to hear what you guys think. What could this be that they're trying to dig up, that Teresa's allegedly trying to dig up on Joe and Melissa, that's making it that scary? Scary is a big word, scary. I don't know. I'm curious. All right, guys, we love you. We'll see you next time. And I think it's going to be tomorrow for our morning meeting. Bye, guys. 9:30 a.m.